In 1975, comedian Rudy Ray Moore released a film that would take the country by storm, Dolemite. A film about a kung fu fighting pimp with a heart of gold who has to stop corruption from spreading throughout his neighborhood.
Hell yeah. Sounds like a great guy.
It's a fucking wacky movie. Grossed $10 million, became a massive underground hit, one of the biggest cult films of all time.
Yes.
And in 2019, the film Dolemite Is My Name was released on Netflix, starring Eddie Murphy as Rudy Ray Moore, telling his story and how Dolemite turned him into a superstar.
Yes.
This after years of trying to break into the industry. It's Eddie Murphy's comeback movie, one of his greatest performances, and a fun fucking film.
Hell yeah. Eddie Murphy's back. He's going to be hosting Saturday Night Live in December.
Woo!
He just had a huge New York Times piece. He's back. Like, he's in the light. Everybody's watching. He had a movie on Netflix. Woo! And it's good. It's
great.
Not just an Eddie Murphy movie. It's really good, and it has so many wonderful, wonderful people in the cast. These are the kind of movies that I think really help us, our society. If we all can watch them and talk about them together, distract ourselves from the bullshit that's going on. This is fun stuff about someone in our country who just did not give up on his vision.
No.
That's what our country really is all about. So
Rudy Ray Moore
fantastic.
Had a dream, and he fucking saw it through.
Hell yeah.
Despite everyone telling him he couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Now look at him. He's got Eddie Murphy playing him in a movie.
Exactly.
It's fucking great. So, let's talk Dolemite Is My Name. I'm Connor Eyzaguirre.
I'm Austin Johnson.
Welcome to Filmgazm. So as I said, Dolemite Is My Name was a Netflix release, and I'm glad because it means a lot more people are going to get to see this.
Yeah.
It got a brief, limited theatrical release, and honestly, I don't. If it's going to be on Netflix for sure. I don't really know why anybody would go see it at the movies.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Especially with a movie like this.
Yeah.
Now you might have an argument. The Irishman's coming out.
Maybe
that's like a Scorsese film. You might want to go see that. I'll probably actually. I'm a huge fan of his. I'll probably wait just because of money.
That's it. Money.
I kind of want to split that up because it's like 3 hours.
If I know there's going to be an alternate way I can watch it in good quality,
yes,
I'm not going to bother really.
Yeah, exactly. El Camino, Noah Baumbach's Marriage Story comes out, later this month, November in theaters, and then December 6th on Netflix. So yeah, it's going to start happening more and more. And who's gonna choose the one that costs $8 to $10 when you already pay that for this huge streaming service? It's right there in front of you. You can hang out in your bed and pause and go piss if you need to. So It's super convenient. And I love that. Netflix does do a lot of stuff, and I would say 1 out of 10 is good, but they do high
1 out of 10.
Yeah. Of their stuff. But but then they have these big, high budget films like this that fucking hit and they're awesome. Mm-hmm. So well done, Netflix.
Well done indeed. And this is just an entertaining movie that tells a story of somebody who I really didn't know anything about. Rudy Ray Moore. I watched Dolemite, the original one, before I watched this because I wanted a frame of reference, and I'm very glad I did that.
Yeah, I'd seen Dolemite years ago. It's amazing.
This was actually Dolemite was my first blaxploitation film.
Wow.
I've never seen Shaft, Cleopatra Jones, Foxy Brown.
Oh, Foxy Brown, man. Yes.
Chuck Turner, none of these movies. I've never seen any of them. And now I want to see all of them.
You see why I like Jackie Brown so much?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, there you go. It's just fun. It's fucking fun.
It is, yeah. Yeah, Dolemite changed the game for a lot of different reasons. It was a very independent production by somebody who really had no fucking clue how to make a movie. And it worked. Amazingly, it worked. It shouldn't have worked. This should have crashed and burned so hard. But it didn't, because people loved it. It was, the community embraced it because it was about them. It kind of. I mean, he took some liberties. But
yeah.
You know what I'm saying.
It's for the people.
And it was really cool to finally see Eddie Murphy getting his groove back. It's been a long time since he's had a hit. A very long time.
And especially, it really depends what you call a hit, too,
Yeah.
That's Daddy Daycare?
I was thinking maybe Bowfinger. And even that was moderate.
Yeah.
He hasn't had, huge success since maybe, The Nutty Professor.
Shrek.
Shrek, yeah, but that's animated.
That's voice work.
It's not really him.
Exactly. It's been a long time.
Yeah, he's just been in a string of really bad failures. He's almost become a joke.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Well, there's that guy in Norbit. Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine that. 1,000 Words, Tower Heist. Remember all that shit? Pluto Nash.
I don't, because I didn't see any of it.
Nobody did.
Yeah.
And I think ego was a big part of that. Eddie Murphy he was known for having a big ego, very full of himself. And I think he curbed a lot of that for Dolemite. I think he realized that he was part of the problem. At least I hope he did. He is returning to do SNL, and he had a beef with them for a long time.
Exactly. It's a big deal, yeah.
So maybe he's, squashing some beef.
Yeah.
Good. Good on him. So the supporting cast, Keegan-Michael Key plays Jerry, the screenwriter. Jerry Jones, I believe his name was.
Yes.
Playwright who was recruited by Rudy Ray Moore to help him write Dolemite. And he is so proper.
It's hilarious.
It's funny to see him interact. Like the scene where they're coming up with ideas for the script and Rudy starts saying, let's have an exorcist.
Yeah.
Like an exorcism.
Where would that fit within the guidelines of this?
It's like, maybe we put the devil in another movie. He's just like, God damn it, really?
Oh, my God.
Mike Epps, Craig Robinson, Titus Burgess, Cody Smith McPhee, Snoop Dogg, T.I., cameo appearances from Chris Rock and Bob Odenkirk.
Fucking unreal.
And Wesley Snipes as Derville Martin, the professional who joins the production. And it was cool to see him again, too.
Hell yeah.
Wesley Snipes has been kind of, he was in jail for a while. He didn't really have a good comeback upon, getting released. And, it was cool to see him act for once.
Yes.
Not just phone it in. He was good.
He's very good, yeah. Oh, man, I love him.
And then one of the standouts, I think, is Divine Joy Randolph as Lady Reed.
Oh, she was amazing.
She was hilarious. She was great.
She could carry her on film.
Yeah.
I could watch her all day. I thought she was amazing.
Yeah. The scene where Rudy
Lady
first
Reed.
sees her.
Oh, dude.
And she just lays the guy out.
Yes. And he's like, Eddie Murphy's like talking, Rudy Ray's talking to Lady Reed about how, like, oh, you need to do this shit, like, do what I do on the stage. And she's like, my man broke up with me. I'm not in the fucking mood. And Eddie Murphy, is just like, no, I'm serious. Like, I'm not trying to hit on you. Like, you're fucking awesome. Like, that's exactly how I felt. Like, I do want to hit on you, but you're also awesome. Like, you should be doing this. She was great. What an awesome chemistry from them two.
Oh, hell yeah. So, before we get into the movie, let's talk a little bit about Rudy Ray Moore, who he was. Rudy Ray Moore was an entertainer, R&B singer, comedian, who wanted to be famous more than anything. He wanted the world to know who he was. He came from Arkansas. He moved to L.A. for, try to make something of himself.
Yeah.
And he did, where he came up with the character of Dolemite as part of his stand-up routine. This pimp character who, rhymed funny stories. And he was embraced by fans. Like, they loved Dolemite. And he turned Dolemite into a movie in 1975, and it was a massive success. And suddenly, the black community and a lot of, really just film people, knew about Rudy Ray Moore.
Yeah, yeah.
He did it. He achieved his dream. And he became a cultural icon, and he died in 2008 at 81 from complications of diabetes. And he's known in a lot of circles as the godfather of rap because of his rhyming routine.
Yeah, a lot of people get it mixed up. Rap stands for rhythm and poetry.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
And so a lot of rappers today don't quite understand that. But he's like one of the Mount Rushmore guys that you'd point to, like, hey, this guy is like a huge reason why we have what we have here in this genre. So it's really cool.
That's awesome. I didn't know that. That's fucking great. The film was directed by Craig Brewer, who also directed Hustle and Flow.
Yes.
Black Snake Moan. He wrote The Legend of Tarzan. That's interesting.
Wow. And
a couple episodes of Empire. The Footloose remake.
Nice.
Black Snake Moan he also wrote. And yeah, he's just kind of an eclectic dude. And he did a great job with this.
Yeah, I would say this is definitely his best film.
Yeah, without the doubt.
Yeah, hands down.
Yeah. It's currently sitting at a 7.4 IMDb score and a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Incredible.
Certified fresh.
Fresh.
God damn. Oh, wonderful. So let's talk about the movie.
Let's do it.
Dolemite is my name. 1970s Los Angeles. Rudy Ray Moore is a struggling artist working in a record store. I fucking love this scene. It opens with him trying to get his music on the air with Snoop Dogg, who's the DJ at this. You think it's a radio station. It's in the fucking record store where he works.
Yes.
He's trying to get his songs on the radio or on the intercom. And he can't even fucking do that. He's like, I only play the hits, Rudy. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
like, fuck you.
I'm not playing your shit. I work here.
And he just goes back behind the counter and starts taking sales.
Oh, my God. Depressing.
God. At night, he moonlights as an MC for Ben Taylor, Craig Robinson, and his musical group at a club. And Ben Taylor's songs are pretty shitty, I thought.
Indeed.
Finger licking good. My God.
Craig Robinson, though, has all the charisma in the world.
Rudy tries to ask the owner of the club for some time doing comedy, maybe like a show. The owner turns him down, says, nobody's here for you. You're the MC. He walks away just going like, motherfucker. Cursing him out.
So many F words. It's awesome.
It's great. At the record store one day, a homeless man comes wandering in, starts making loud, rhyming stories, and starts talking about, says the name Dolemite. And Moore gets the idea to create a stage persona using these stories. So he goes to the homeless kind of area of this part of town.
Yeah.
Starts, brings a bunch of money and some booze, starts asking them stories.
Yeah.
And he starts, he writes them down and records them. And he builds a stand-up routine around this character of Dolemite.
Yeah.
And it works. He becomes a star.
It's incredible. I love that scene when he's flaring out the money. And, these guys are like, I'm the funniest fucker here. And they're all arguing about who's the funniest guy in the group, hanging out in this alleyway. It's really, it's beautiful. It's, like, really humane. I love it.
I love when he's at home writing them down. He's trying to come up with funnier punchlines, and he picks up the costume, and he looks in the mirror, and he just goes, Dolemite is my name, and fucking up motherfuckers is my game.
That's when you know.
It just begins right there.
He has a career.
So he goes to the stage, to his club, and does the MC thing dressed in pimp attire with a cane and a wig. He looks crazy. Looks awesome. And he takes the stage as Dolemite and does a really foul routine, and they loved him.
People love it. And I really love, I get the chills thinking about it. This is like one of my favorite things that humans can do is when like someone's doing something, and so you have Eddie Murphy up there, you have, doing the Dolemite bit, and then like Craig Robinson's like, I'm going to go add him a little something on the piano. One after the other, these guys are like filing in, like adding on to the creation from him. From Rudy Ray Moore. It's amazing.
I love when the drummer comes out there and Rudy's like, don't give me that Buddy Hackett shit. Put some funk on it.
Yeah, he's like, come on, I want to groove. Yeah. It's really cool. And I love that. That's like the coolest thing is when like one guy starts going, da, 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 and then the next guy jumps in. The next guy, like that's jazz. That's, that's music. That's what, that's like the most human thing you can do is like, I hear something, let me counter you. And like, let's do them together. And that scene is just like, oh man, I'll watch that for an hour and a half. Just guys like, working together, grooving the stage, just fucking finding it. It's awesome.
Yeah. The crowd applauds. It's a
hit.
The club owner can't fucking believe it.
Oh, because he did not know that.
No, he had no faith at all.
Rudy Ray Moore is going to do that.
So Moore goes to ask his aunt for money to record a comedy album called Eat Out More Often.
With a wonderful, wonderful album artwork, yeah.
I had no idea that in the 70s it was illegal to sell profane albums.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, man. How awesome is he? Yeah.
How is that not against freedom of expression? Like, freedom of speech?
No.
Ah, fuck. I want a whole movie about that.
Me too.
So he gets his friend Jimmy Lynch, that's Mike Epps, to record him at his home in front of a small audience, make it sound like he's doing this at a club.
Yes.
It's fucking great. So he starts making his own records. Because the comedy, like he doesn't think, well, not that happens later. Never mind. So he starts making copies of the record, starts selling them.
He's like selling them out of the store and stuff. Yeah,
he's doing it himself. He's doing it doing it his way. And the record is very popular, and this record company agrees to market it. And he does a tour through the Deep South to promote the record.
Yes.
Pretty awesome. And before that's when they do the album cover photo shoot with the really hot woman and his pudgy ass.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I love that the whole time everyone's calling him like, you're more doughier than the rest of our leading men and stuff like that.
He doesn't give a shit. It's awesome.
So while in Mississippi, he meets a single mother named Lady Reed. Right before one of his shows, he sees her punch her cheating husband in the face, knock his ass down.
It's great.
And is immediately enamored.
Yeah, he has to work with her. Yeah.
So he goes to talk to her after the show, and starts talking to her and says, you're hilarious. Like you should be part of this. And she's like, I'm in no fucking mood. Don't bullshit me. And he tells her, I'm not really, I'm not a pimp. I'm just a entertainer. This is a wig. It's a costume. When I go on stage, I don't exist. It's Dolemite's time. And that was a brilliant way of explaining like acting.
I agree.
Like, you disappear. It's not you anymore. It's a great way to, kind of get over your insecurities about acting. And It works for her. Lady Reed becomes part of his, like almost becomes his protege.
Yeah.
They become friends. Joins him on the tour. And Moore and his friends decide to celebrate the success of the tour by going to see a movie. And that was the front page. Have you ever seen that?
I have not.
I haven't either. I looked it up. It looked interesting.
I really liked that part, though.
Yeah.
That he was like, hey, I want to go see a picture. Like, they say the front page is, like, the best movie out right now. Let's go see it. And they go.
And they're all like, this isn't funny at all.
What is this? Yeah. Where are all the black people at?
Yeah.
Mike Epps keeps saying that. He's, like, looking around the theater. He's like, why aren't there any black people on the screen?
It's all white people laughing their asses off, but they don't get it. They don't think it's funny. And that's when Rudy Ray Moore gets the inspiration to make a film about Dolemite.
Yeah.
He says, if I can make a movie, I can be everywhere. I don't have to do the tour anymore. I can bring Dolemite to them. It's brilliant. So he gets turned down by a film executive, and that's T.I. And he's the guy who tells him he's doughy, right?
Yes.
I thought so.
Yeah, and T.I.'s hilarious in that bit.
You got the big Blackula poster right behind Rudy Ray Moore, and he's telling him Dolemite's too much.
He's like, come on, man. We're trying to sell pictures. Yeah. Oh, so funny.
So great. So Rudy decides he's going to make the movie himself. He's going to pay for it. So he asks for an advance on royalties from his albums. And the record executives agree they're going to do it, but they warn him that if Rudy fails, he's going to be in debt to them for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
He's going to owe them royalties that haven't happened yet. And that's fucking dangerous. Like, he easily could have bankrupted himself into oblivion with this thing. But he did it. He contacted all the right people. Rudy goes to talk to playwright Jerry Jones. That's Keegan-Michael Key from Key and Peele. And he is reluctant at first, but he agrees to write the screenplay.
Yeah.
And that's great. Because I think without him, this would have been a mess. He needed somebody to have that structure.
Yeah.
And Rudy and his friends go to a strip club, and they run into D'Urville Martin, played by Wesley Snipes.
Yes.
And D'Urville Martin is a pretentious snob who only agrees to be in their film after they offer him directing control.
Yeah.
And it was funny. He's like, I worked with Roman Polanski. He's like, oh shit, Rosemary's Baby. I was laughing my ass off.
Me too. It's classic.
Check out Filmgazm episode 10.
Oh, legendary.
So, he agrees to join them to direct, and they go find an old abandoned hotel, and they convert it into a makeshift sound stage. It's really kind of awesome. He had all these pieces. So, Jerry invites a group of white film students from UCLA to be the crew, which was really smart. Yeah, have, a bunch of kids. And Cody Smith McPhee plays Nicholas von Sternberg. He's the cinematographer. He was Nightcrawler in the most recent X-Men films.
Yes.
And he was great. So out of his element. It was hilarious.
Yeah, I actually really liked him in this.
So they all start filming Dolemite, a kung fu themed blaxploitation film. Rudy has no idea how to do karate. And he makes it campy because, D'Urville Martin and Jerry Jones wanted to make this a serious movie.
Yeah.
But Rudy's so fucking ridiculous, that's no way that was going to happen.
And they're like, we have to just work with what we got. Yeah. Because, Rudy Ray Moore is like, man, I want like a team of kung fu women also in the movie.
Kung fu army of
women, all women. Oh, what a genius. It's so awesome. He's just so committed to his vision.
It's funny. So great. And they film, and they run out of film about halfway through, and Rudy goes back to the record company to ask for more money, another $10,000. And they're like, look, man, how are you ever going to pay us back? And he's like, you let me worry about that. Just let us finish this movie, please. It's all we got. And so they agree. They give him the advance.
Yeah.
And they buy more film. They finish the movie. And as soon as they're done making the movie, D'Urville Martin fucks off. He's like, I can finally get out of here. This is bullshit.
This is dumb. Yeah.
I'll see you at the premiere. And then he comes back and is like, well, probably won't be a premiere, so goodbye.
Oh, man.
Wow. What a prick. And Rudy starts, calling people to distribute the film, but nobody wants it. And he decides to return to touring, but now he's upset because he's going to be touring forever. He owes the record company like $30 grand. There's no way out of this.
Well,
now.
and he's just got to live with that he failed at something he really wanted to do.
Yeah, he failed all those people.
Yeah.
And then in Indiana, Rudy's on a DJ show promoting his tour, and that DJ is Chris Rock.
Yes.
Fuck yeah. And he's asking him about this rumor that Rudy made a Dolemite movie. And Rudy's, being kind of non-committal about it, and DJ goes, we'll be right back, and then just goes, what the fuck's your problem? He's like, what? He says, look, nobody wants to distribute it. And the DJ says he knows a guy who runs a local movie theater.
And he's like, fuck it couldn't hurt.
Yeah, why not? Give it a shot. So Rudy decides to promote the film around town, spends a lot of money on distribution, but then realizes that the massive crowd who wants to see this movie outweighs the production cost, or the distribution cost, and he's going to clean up. And he realizes the potential for this Dolemite movie, the amount of people around the country who want to see this.
Yes.
And the other person who realizes this is the head of Dimension Pictures, and that is Bob Odenkirk, Saul Goodman himself.
Saul Goodman, Slippin' Jimmy.
Of course he's the one who gives him the green light for Dolemite. Fucking great. So, Dimension Pictures has a meeting with Rudy, dressed as Dolemite. I love that. It's like he's talking to Dolemite.
Yeah.
And they had turned him down previously, and he gives him shit for that. Like, aren't you the fuckers who turned me down? They're like, yeah, and we're very sorry about that. He finds out about the premiere in Indiana that was such a success, contacts Rudy with the promise of purchasing the movie. And they all go to talk, and the executive, basically Rudy says, I did so well in Indiana, why do I need you?
Mm-hmm.
And the executive says that he could promote the film himself, but he wouldn't see any profits for like 5 years. This would bankrupt him just by waiting.
Oh, man.
However, Dimension Pictures could put the film in theaters now, and everyone would profit, and Rudy agrees, let's do this the right way. And while they're on the way to the Hollywood premiere of the film, in their Sunday best, they start reading critical reviews of the film, and their spirits are pretty shattered. It's all just, filth and pointless and ridiculous and not funny. One person called it Dolemite.
Yeah.
And Rudy says, look.
Dolemite. Clever.
We're proud of this movie. And no matter what happens, we know we made a good movie. And let's have fun tonight. And then they pull up, and the whole fucking place is surrounded.
The whole street is filled with people, yeah.
Surrounded by fans. They had to add two extra screenings. So great. It's
chilling.
I love movies about people who make their dreams happen.
Especially in film.
Yeah. And it's so great to see this. And they get out of the car, it's like it's a red carpet, and they freak out when Rudy gets out of the car because it's Dolemite in person.
You got Jerry Jones and Dolemite and Lady Reed, like the whole crew's here, just like, what's up?
D'Urville's not there because he
didn't know.
He didn't care. So they go inside the theater to see the film. Rudy just learns that the people outside are gonna be there till 2 a.m, waiting for another screening. So he decides to hang back and entertain.
Yeah, he just hangs out with them.
Yeah.
I'm getting chills, man.
He talks to this one kid who's doing his own Dolemite poems, and he kind of raps with him a bit.
Yeah, they go back and forth. Yeah. Man.
And he gives him his cane, and it's a great moment.
And the little kid freaks out and is like, oh my god, now I have this thing, like this guy gave me, I'm influenced now.
And Rudy goes out and starts talking to people and does Dolemite for a couple hours, live in person.
For people, yeah. Ah, man.
And the film's epilogue shows that Rudy continued to tour, star in sequels to Dolemite till his death in 2008, and he's today considered to be the godfather of rap, because Dolemite's poetry scheming led to the creation of rap music. And we get to see some footage from the original Dolemite. And it's such a great movie.
It really is.
It's uplifting. Mm-hmm. And it's a good movie to watch for anybody who has a dream of doing anything creative.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Rudy Ray Moore will inspire you.
No matter how many people don't care about what you want to do or believe in the work, the one person who needs to believe in it above all else is you.
Yes.
If you don't care about the work, how can you expect anyone else to? Mm-hmm. So you got to just, believe in yourself is really the most important thing you can do as a creative.
Just bet on yourself, always.
Yeah.
Do the work. Yeah.
Exactly. And Rudy Ray Moore is, I think, a brilliant example of that.
I agree.
Everyone told him he was never going to pull this off. But he did.
Yeah, he did.
And here we are.
In fashion, yeah.
Like 40 years later, still talking about Dolemite.
Yeah. Still, there's a movie made about the making of the movie. It's amazing.
It's phenomenal. What were some of your favorite scenes in the movie?
Oh, man. My favorite scene is when he goes to the alleyway with the homeless guys, and all of them are trying to outshine each other.
Yeah.
What I love most about that is that those guys that's what they're doing every day, no matter what. That's their life. That's that's how they operate. They tell stories. They make people laugh, and he just got this idea of if we create a character around these stories, it's just genius. It's really humane. And I think that scene is going to be really rewatchable as time goes on. You'll be like, oh yeah, here's that scene where he gets all the jokes, It's great.
Well, I love that in the movie, at least. I don't know if this went down in real life. I hope it did. Even after becoming famous, Rudy never changed who he was as a person. He remained faithful to the neighborhood and his friends. Yeah. He didn't get an ego. He didn't become, I'm a star, so fuck off, that kind of thing. He didn't become D'Urville Martin. Basically.
No.
And I love that. He paid back the record guys in full.
Yes, he
paid
did.
back his aunt in full. He was, he stuck to his word and his guns. That's awesome.
That's admirable.
Yeah.
Admirable.
He's a role model.
I agree.
For sure.
Dolemite.
Fuck yeah. Oh, I love this movie. I would give this an absolute 9.
Me too. Me too.
Fantastic film.
Easy 9. It's probably the funniest thing I've seen all year.
Yeah.
And the most fun. Just the most fun I've had all year watching a movie.
Yeah. So nice. I love the sex scenes because they're so ridiculous. And he's nervous.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah,
he's nervous.
Yeah. So funny. Oh my god.
So many great moments you can point out in this movie.
Yeah, and the cast is it's every person, every time you turn, there's someone
ripping out the guy's guts. He's like, God damn, Dolemite. So great.
Hilarious.
That scene in the real movie is so ridiculous.
It's insane. Yeah. What would you give Dolemite?
I gave that a 7.
Yeah, same. Yeah, that's what I
It's not great, but it's fun.
No, but it's going.
If you acknowledge, if you know what this is, what it was supposed to be, you're aware this ain't going to be The Godfather. This is,
yeah.
It's a fun movie.
Mm-hmm. Man. Yeah, I really hope to see Eddie Murphy. He'll most certainly be up for a Golden Globe because they separate drama and musical and comedy. So, but I'd love to see him up for Best Actor at the Oscars and for people to see this movie. So
absolutely,
it's awesome. It's right there on Netflix for you.
Fantastic. All right, check out Dolemite Is My Name on Netflix. And again, we're recording this one really early, so I don't know what we got coming for you this week.
No idea.
But I know you'll enjoy it.
There's stuff going on. There's movies, so just keep watching movies.
Yeah. Keep on watching. Bye-bye.
See ya.